Are we good to go? All right. So Amanda, you want to start Facebook Live and start recording? I will.
3, 2, 1, and we're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special event between NAWBO and Metro United Way. We are so excited to be here and help bring attention to and raise money for an amazing organization that is doing amazing things for our community. We're going to talk a whole lot about that today, but I am going to briefly introduce who we're going to have today on our call, and then we will go into more detail with that later too. So today we are going to have Teresa Reno Weber, who is the CEO of Metro United Way, LaTanya C. Frazier Goatley, who is the assistant principal at Grace James Academy of Excellence, Greg Van, who is the associate of Diversity, Equity, and Poverty Department for Jefferson County Public Schools, and Brian Eichenberger, Director of Emerging Funding Partnerships with Metro United Way, and our very own Maggie Harlow, who helped put all of this together, and she is going to talk some more about why this is so important to her and introduce the team to talk about everything today. A few little housekeeping details for NAWBO. I want to thank all of our partners who we could not do any of the things that we do without them. Our partners we have our founding partners, which are Chase Bank and Spalding University. Other partners are Masonic Home, GLI, Chenault Solutions, Tops Louisville, Ameriprise Financial, Abney and Abney Associates, Simtech, Splendid Events, Nest Community Marketing, Today's Woman, Pretty Incredible, Hella, Sinorama Downtown, NC Bank, KCTCS Supplier Diversity, L&D Millmasters, Harding Szymanski and Company, and Brown & Brown Insurance. So thank you to all of those companies who make things happen in our community and are doing good things. A couple little events I want to bring your attention to. We have a new event on the first Wednesday of every month called Celebration Circles, and this is just a get together, talk about things that are going on in our lives, talk about the good, the bad, and we just help support each other, build each other up, and celebrate each other's wins. So that is on the first Wednesday of the month at 4 p.m. And then our Lunch and Learn series is getting ready to start back up in December, and we will have a Lunch and Learn series pretty much monthly going forward starting in December. So look forward, check out our webpage and you will find information about that. So now to the subject of what we're talking about today. So one of my favorite quotes and what I live by, after I saw this, it changed my life and it changed the way that I view the world and all of the issues that we face. It's a quote by Melinda Gates, and it is, "If you want to lift up humanity, empower women. It is the most comprehensive, pervasive, high leverage investment you can make in human beings." And I think this is so true. We see a lot of the issues around the world in our communities, and we don't have, equitable representation in our leadership, in our businesses that are, the leadership teams in our businesses, and that's what needs to change. And that's what's happening. We'll talk about that today, how we're doing that with an organization here locally. They're doing just real on the ground work and making differences in lives of young girls and the community here. So without further ado, I am going to pass it over to Maggie Harlow, who is always been active in NAWBO for a while now, and she's a past president of NAWBO. And also Maggie has some really interesting news about her business. She's got some big stuff going on with Sinorama. So Maggie?
Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate it. And a special thank you to Karen, who I reached out to ask for NAWBO to consider getting involved. And I appreciated her open ear and the welcome arms that NAWBO gave me. I'm going to take you guys back just a little bit for a second, back to 1975, when a dozen women in Washington, D.C. decided to put their heads together and figure out how to improve their community around their businesses, how to make business easier for women, how to support each other, and how to help each other. That's literally the seed for a global organization that NAWBO has become, Women Helping Other Women. And while NAWBO has done incredible work in governance, making changes to the way procurement happens, being involved in communication with legislature, being involved at community levels, an international organization with local chapters that help business women connect to one another. They have really changed the landscape for women in big and small ways. In fact, as early as 1988, which for me sounds pretty recent, for some of you maybe not as recent, they were instrumental in changing lending practices, requiring that banks do not require a man to sign on a business loan. Believe it or not, that was not a law, that a bank could say, well, bring your husband in or some other random man to sign for you, despite any history the women may have in business. So NAWBO has done some remarkable things, and they do think globally and they act locally, which was a perfect combination when I got a chance to connect with Metro United Way. So these are my worlds colliding. I have the world of NAWBO, which I've been involved in NAWBO for, I don't know how many years, since 1990s I've been involved in NAWBO. I have Metro United Way, which I've gotten involved in on their campaign cabinet, helping get involved in their small business efforts. And then my family world, because my cousin, Teresa, is the CEO of Metro United Way. So for me, this call, this effort, this initiative is about touching all different parts of my world and bringing them all together. So Metro United Way, I got introduced to more actively last year, learning about their small business efforts. And Metro United Way has a lot of things that can help small business owners. And I think sometimes we don't realize that. I didn't realize that. I thought of Metro United Way as helping citizens. Yes, of course, they help the community and the citizenry, but they also make change for small business and have resources that can help you or your employees. So it's this tremendous combination and partnership in organizations that Teresa is such a master at making happen, figuring out how to bring the data in, how to bring the people together. So the effort to help the Grace James Academy and help these young girls in our community, for me, is about as global and local as it gets. Can we get these girls the resources they need to get an amazing education, to get lifted up and become strong, brilliant women and future members of NAWBO? So I am thrilled to be here. I'm so grateful for everyone who's on this call to be here with me, and we can make a difference, and that's what this is all about. I'm very thrilled to introduce a difference maker that is on par with very few in this community. She is spectacular, and I know she's family, but I can tell you she's the real deal. I'm very excited to introduce the CEO of Metro United Way, Teresa Reno-Weber.
Man, I know I should never follow Maggie Harlow after a speech. I was in Toastmasters with this woman for 3 years, and I know that is true. I'm giving you the award. No, and Maggie, thank you so much. And I loved you bringing it back to the seed that was the founding of NAWBO. I loved hearing that, because I truly do believe that, you know, women in particular, but just even a small group of passionately minded individuals can change the world. And those are the only individuals who ever do, right? And so each one of you on this platform right now, doing the work you do in your community, in your business, with your family, have the potential to chart a different future for our community, for ourselves, for our children. And that is really the power and the belief of United Way as well. We have been operating in this community for over 103 years. But as Maggie said, this global yet local organization is very parallel to what United Way is. And we are an international organization of over 1,800 United Ways, making differences on the ground in communities and countries around the world. But we are all our own independent 501c3s. And so right here in this region, Metro United Way serves 7 counties, Clark, Floyd, and Harrison in southern Indiana, and then Shelby, Oldham, and Bullitt and Jefferson counties here in Kentucky. And so we are your United Way, and we are here to make sure that every single person in our community has the opportunity to thrive and live to their full potential. And we do that by focusing really in a few core areas, but they are so comprehensive. We want to make sure that individuals have the basic needs to be able to excel themselves and their families forward. And when we say basic, we mean basic. We want people to have a roof over their head. We want them to have food on their table. In this day and age, we want them to have digital access, because let's face it, if you don't have digital access, you really can't do anything in a pandemic world, whether it's school or get healthcare for telehealth or get access to the job market. And so those are some basic needs that we're making sure that everyone in our region has access to. But we also recognize that we've got to close the education gap that we see across our school system, and we've got to work to close the wealth and income gap that we see across our community. We do believe that there is a role for every single person in our community to be a part of this work, to be a part of changing the narrative and changing the future, so that everybody does have that opportunity to truly thrive. And so that is a piece of what Maggie has also helped us do over the last couple of years, which is to recognize that for a long time, United Way was missing that connection to our small businesses, that opportunity to invite small business leaders and owners in to say, you also have a role with United Way. You can be a part of this solution and investing in our community. But to Maggie's point, we also have resources for you and for those that you employ, for your family, whether it is 211, which is a call line that anybody can call day or night, 365 days a year, to get access to services, whether you are trying to figure out a safe place to put your aging parent so that they can get all their needs met and kept, or you're a single parent trying to get access to diapers and formula, right? Everything in between. Mental health access, 211 is the number to call. And so if you are a small business and don't have an EAP, use 211 as your resource. That is a free resource in the community. It's made possible by the donors who donate to United Way every single day. There's a lot more that we can talk about the ways to partner and support your business. But today it is about supporting girls in our community and in a really, really powerful way. Grace James Academy of Excellence is a brand new school, really. And I know Latanya's here and she's going to speak all about it. I had the chance to go out there last week with Kevin Nolan, the CEO of GE Appliances, and to meet with the principal, to meet with the superintendent, and to actually walk the halls. And it breaks my heart, not only because I'm a parent of 3 JCPS kids, that they're not in school right now physically, but also for the girls of the Grace James Academy of Excellence, because this is a world-class academy that is teaching 6th graders in our middle school STEAM curriculum. It is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. It is an all-girls school. It is a sisterhood that is pouring into girls and lifting them up. And it has a really important focus in that it is also has Afrocentric curriculum to make sure that the girls there see a principal and teachers and role models that look like them, because if you can't see it, you can't be it. And I'm probably stealing some of Latanya's words because I know this came right from the principal, but it's so true and it's so powerful. And these girls need our support because we are trying to introduce them and get them excited about the field of science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. These are roles and jobs that we have in our community that we cannot fill without getting our kids excited about them. It is a public school, but we want to provide these girls with the opportunity to have access to things that the public school system doesn't pay for. And if you are fortunate enough to have children of your own that you have in maybe not the public school system, you know how much it costs, right? To put your kids in private school education and give them access to all of these amazing opportunities. We want to create that for our kids in our public school system, right? Like every kid should be poured into at the same level that those with means are able to pour into their children. And that's part of what we're trying to do, is level the playing field, give everybody access to the tools and the inspiration and the resources that they need to truly thrive. And so we're proud of our partnership with the Grace James Academy. We have a similar partnership with the W.E.B. Du Bois Academy. But with Grace James, this is new this year. They just launched this fall. And so we knew that it was going to take a unique way of fundraising in support of them. And Brian can probably share all the details with you, but suffice it to say, Giving Tuesday, December 1st, is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. And we will be doing a massive social media push to try to get individuals, small businesses, big businesses engaged in helping raise funds to support the girls at the Grace James Academy. And so that is part of what we want to make sure you're all aware of and can amplify on social media and be a part of if you're so inclined. And Brian will speak more about it, but right now, I think I get the privilege of turning this over to LaTanya so that she can give you even more inspiration and reason to get excited about the Grace James Academy.
Thank you all so much, and thanks for this opportunity to be able to speak to you all today. I'm LaTanya Frazier-Goatley. I am one of the assistant principals at Grace James Academy of Excellence. I'm very excited to be here. We are, as Teresa spoke on, a brand new middle school. We were designed in response to several surveys that indicated that African American females had the least sense of belonging when being inside of school buildings, not just in Jefferson County Public Schools, but also nationwide. And also we are in response to African American females being suspended at higher rates than their counterparts. And so we are here to reshape that narrative, to allow girls to live up to the model that we have for them, which is for them to be bold, be driven, and to be you. We give kids a platform every single day to be able to be empowered and to speak, and also to have that opportunity to voice their concerns and say different things. We're working very hard to train our teachers. Of course, we started this year in a pandemic, so NTI, and so we had to really reshape what we thought school was, because school is totally different than what we thought it was going to be, of course. But our teachers are here. They're working very diligently every single day to understand the ladies that are in front of us every day and to prepare them for the future that they're going to be in. Our principal speaks loudly about not preparing kids for the school that we were in. So I'm a Gen Xer, so we're not preparing kids for Gen X school. And we're not preparing them for a millennial school either. These are different kids, and we want them to be ready for the world that's in front of them, which is why this opportunity is such a great opportunity for us. We appreciate being selected for Giving Tuesday as the one entity in Jefferson County that's selected so that we can live out that mission. Our goal is to have state-of-the-art technologies in front of our kids so that they are truly in a STEAM environment. Our goal is also for us to have technical equipment that our students need on a regular basis, which includes dance floors and different types of equipment that will allow them to be prepared for hopefully futures and careers in Jefferson County. And so we are trying to get them ready so that they will be, they're definitely already brilliant and bold, but we want them to be able to contribute back to the community, just like Metro United Way has done for years, and just like the women's organization that we're here with today is doing also. So that's our ultimate goal. We are open to all females, regardless of ethnicity. I do want to make sure that that is understood, that anyone can enroll in our school building, as long as they understand that we will be teaching through the Afrocentric lens with a gender-specific focus and also on STEAM. So that's us in a nutshell at Grace James Academy. Thanks for having me.
Who do we have up next? Brian, Brian or Greg?
I'm gonna pitch it to Greg. Greg is gonna be able to, he works directly with the school system. And Greg, why don't you share some about how Grace James Academy fits into the wider lens of what Jefferson County Public Schools is working to do in the realm of equity?
Sure. So I work for diversity, equity, and poverty programs for Jefferson County Public Schools under the leadership of Dr. John Marshall, who's the Chief Equity Officer. And we have a racial equity policy that the entire district follows. And some of the things that our department has been behind is the creation of Black Student Unions, which is a place for Black students to share their thoughts, concerns, and ideas and to complete social justice projects in the school community. As you can see on the screen, here's 10 successes that we've had so far for our department. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but also the Louisville Teacher Residency Program, which is a program that assists people with college degrees to become certified teachers. One thing we know through research is that all students, not just Black students, but all students achieve at higher rates when they have Black teachers and Black male teachers. So right now we have 23 out of the 30 people in that program are Black. So that's a way for us to provide equity as it relates to becoming a teacher in Jefferson County Public Schools. Across the nation, about 85% of all teachers are white females. We believe in Jefferson County that we want our teachers and we want our school district to be a reflection similar to Jefferson County. So this year, not just on our department, but working with human resources as well, we have a record high of Black male teachers in Jefferson County Public Schools. That number is right now over 200 and some Black males, but that's still only about 3.1% of the total teacher population. So we definitely want to continue to increase that as we go forward. That's something that a lot of school districts across the nation are struggling with. So our leadership decided to do something about that, which is the creation of the Louisville Teacher Residency Program. And even down at the bottom right, you'll see minority women in business contracts. We believe that the contracts that go to companies that do renovations on schools and to help build schools, we believe at least 15% of that should go to minority or women-owned businesses. It shouldn't be going to, the traditional construction companies to help keep, because as Teresa Reno Weber spoke about, the racial wealth gap and the education gap that we have. So our department focuses on helping marginalized students, whether that be due to their race or their financial situation. Most of you know about the W.B. Du Bois Academy that was designed to address traditionally underserved populations, the same way Grace James Academy was created. And last year, W.B. Du Bois, the Black boys there outperformed Black boys at other schools. And it's not because they have an easier curriculum. It's because they have fertile ground, as our leader puts it. They have fertile ground to grow in. So we know that because Grace James is filled with young ladies, that they're going to be even better than the young men, because we know everyone on this call knows women are smarter than men. So they're going to be even greater and accomplish even more. But it's going to take an investment. So I appreciate Metro United Way, and definitely kudos to the, I know it's hard to start a school in the middle of a pandemic. That's something that there's no book to teach how to do that on, because it's never been done before. So I just want to commend Ms. Frazier Goldley again in the leadership at Grace James, because that's a tough thing to do, and to ensure that these girls are what we know that they can be, and we know that they will be. It's going to take an investment from the whole community. So thank you so much, Metro United Way, and thank you, NAWBO, for allowing us to come on today.
So I brought all of these smart people to talk in front of me so that everyone gets really excited. And then I'm just here to tell you what to do, right? So they get you all hyped up. And then now you're turning to me and saying, so what do we do? What's the next step? So my goal has been to make this super easy. I want to make it really easy for any person watching, listening, paying attention to this, to have a guide that says, here are the steps you take, and here's how you're going to activate the world around you to support Grace James Academy, and to get the same energy that you're feeling today, hearing about the school and hearing about the work in the community. You can pass that on to other people and leverage that to help us fundraise. So there is a document that I know will be sent out to NAWBO members that you're seeing in front of you here, that will walk you step by step through all of the things that typically hold folks back from being a fundraiser. Right now, this is what I do for a living. There's plenty of us that get up every day and go and ask other people for money, but for a lot of people, it's a difficult thing to do. And there are ways that you can do it on Giving Tuesday. First of all, it's the beauty of Giving Tuesday, because everybody knows it's Giving Tuesday. It's an international day of giving. And even folks who don't normally give, they know they're going to be asked by somebody to give. So that's the first barrier down. People know it's coming. But then how do you make the most of your day to activate the folks who are willing and ready to give and know that they're going to hear about it? There's a couple things you can do. We have a third-party platform that we use for Giving Tuesday. It is called Mobile Cause, and it is very easy to use. And there are links that will be in this document and that we can share, that you click on the link, and there's a big button that says Become a Fundraiser, and you can create your own page that says, hey, this is Brian's page. He's raising funds through Metro United Way for Grace James Academy today. It has a video that features LaTanya and says very quickly, gives a view of the school and really gets a lot of information out about what you've heard today in about 1:45 seconds. And, you know, everybody on Giving Tuesday should have 1:45 seconds to watch a good video. And once you create that page, then you can start to share that with other people and say, hey, here's my goal, set a goal for yourself. It doesn't have to be a lot. Maybe it's $100, maybe it's $200, maybe it's $1,000. But you can set a goal for yourself and then start to share that page with other people. Now, a lot of people will say, okay, I get it. I can make this page, but I don't know. I'm afraid I'm going to mess up what I say, right? Like, I don't know if I'm so excited about this, but I don't know every single detail like LaTanya does, or like Teresa Reno Weber does, or like Maggie does. And so right down here, you'll see we've done a lot of that work for you. I want it to be in your own words. I want it to sound like you, but I also know that sometimes we worry about the details, right? So we've created social media sample posts, a sample text, a sample email that you can then go in and you can change some of the details and make it personable and ask about a person's kids at the top paragraph or whatever that might be. But then where you need to get to the details and the nitty gritty, it's all right here for you. And it has the links that you need, and it even has the question, right? So you don't have to write the painful question, can you donate $25? It's already right there for you, just copy and paste it. And hopefully that will make it even easier for you to relieve some of that pressure of, okay, I've got the words, I've got the medium, and here are my steps. Now, the big bold challenge is, can you think of 20 people to ask on Giving Tuesday? And some people look at me when I say 20 and their eyes get big. I understand. If you I only have 3 friends, Brian, you don't understand. I get it. I'm in the same boat. Ask those 3 friends. But I know most of you, because of what you do, you have big networks and you have a lot of people that you know. And you can just chop this into little chunks, right? It's like eating an elephant, as they say. So there's some suggestions here about you can call 2 people. Use the phone for 2 people, just 2. Then you can use your text messaging for 5 people. And then you can send emails, because we all send emails all day. Find 10 people that you feel on an email comfort level with that you can send an email to. And think about dividing that up into different networks and areas that you're involved with, right? I like to say maybe it's the parents of the kids on the soccer team. Maybe it's the PTA. Maybe it's the book club. Maybe it's your Sunday school class at church. Whatever it is, pick out, and you can say, oh yeah, I do know 5 people there that I can do. And so there's my 5 text messages. That's easy. It becomes a lot easier than it sounds when you start to divide it up like that. So all of that is in this document. And the goal again is to make it easy for you to do this as a part of your day with all of the other things you're doing, running a business, working with employees, working in spreadsheets. I get it. Let's make this simple and easy for you. And that's what this is here to do, is to make us get to that $45,000 goal. That's the goal for Giving Tuesday, but we have already been blessed by a lot of corporate gifts. Brown-Forman's come to the table and said, we'll throw in $10,000 to encourage people to give. Fifth Third's come to the table and said, we'll throw in $5,000. D.D. Williamson has come to the table and said, we'll throw in $5,000. So we're going to get there to that 45 with, as long as we can all put in, this amount of effort and get the word out the day of and activate the folks who pay attention and think of us and are looking to us as an example and as thought leaders. So we all have those people, whether or not we want to admit it. Let's activate them on Giving Tuesday, December 1st.
Well, thank you to everyone for being here. NAWBO is totally committed to promoting this event, promoting Giving Tuesday, to making financial contributions in whatever way we can. This is such a great cause. This is working to serve the girls in our community that have traditionally been underserved and overlooked, and it's so necessary. This is how we change the world, is by empowering and building up the members of our population that have not been built up, and especially in areas of science and technology and math where girls traditionally don't learn but are awesome at it. And we know that. We see that women can do anything we set our minds to. They just have to have equal opportunity. And the work that you guys are doing at Grace James Academy is so inspiring and so necessary. And we definitely, especially the women of NAWBO, we want to see our future leaders and our future women business owners grow, and our future NAWBO members, because this is so important. So thank you all. Thank you to each one of you for all the work you're doing to make Louisville and Kentucky a better place to live and a better place to be. So does anyone have any questions or comments to add? We're going to open it up.
Ask one question, Brian. On the actual day of Give Day, is there, I know everything's virtual, but is there going to be anything going on that actual day?
Amanda, you're the best. Yes. That day at noon, I want everyone, if you activate as a fundraiser, I want you to join us for a party at noon on that day. It's a midday pep rally. You hear my energy. You think it's high now. Wait until Giving Tuesday. It's what I live for. And so we're going to have, LaTanya and I were just talking this morning, we're going to have a student from Grace James on the call to tell us about what it's like to do that and what it's like to, in the middle of a pandemic, be part of this new project, which is going to be really neat. And I think will help motivate us to continue to ask and to send those text messages and emails. And we will hear from folks across our 7-county footprint, because the way Giving Tuesday works at Metro United Way is each of the counties that we serve, we have a different initiative happening in each of those counties. So we've been talking about Grace James Academy in Jefferson County, but we will also be hearing about addressing food insecurity in Shelby County and addressing housing insecurity in Bullitt County, and all of the really amazing programs and things that are happening in the Kentucky counties and in Southern Indiana. And so it will be a great boost, because I know your thumbs are going to be tired at noon because you're going to just have been doing so much of this up to that point. And so maybe we'll open with some calisthenics to get them. It's going to be awesome, and I want you to be there. So we'll make sure that link gets to NAWBO members as well.
Is that going to be on Facebook, Brian? Where are you going to be doing that?
We're going to be doing that on a Zoom call all together with all of the fundraisers, both internally at Metro United Way, and additionally anyone who is like this group who is jumping in and fundraising on behalf of this cause. They will be invited to be a part of that as well.
And can you restate the fundraising goal for the Academy?
$45,000 is what we hope to raise. $45,000.
We can do that.
We can do that.
We can do that. So I just have a quick question with timing for like my emails and stuff. What is the best thing? Like a few days before? Should I do it now and do it again? I mean, what would be the best approach?
That's a fantastic question. I would say both. There's someone that Teresa and I work with who likes to say, that's a yes and. Let's do all of those things. Of course, again, like I said, I have no problem just calling you and being like, this is what I need from you, right? So I'm doing it every day. But I think the approach here is, first, let me say that we have opened the giving portals, meaning, as science fiction as that sounds, what that means is that we are able to take gifts via our fundraising pages now. So you can start asking and it will count towards that goal. So if you went on and made a $25 donation a day, that will count towards Giving Tuesday. It doesn't have to happen. Sometimes days of giving are very, very hardcore in saying that like it starts at 12:01 a.m. and it ends at 11:59 p.m. This is not like that. People up until that day and through midnight that day, everything can count if you get through that point. So I would say best practice is start asking now and then send a reminder on that Tuesday. Hey, you may remember that I hit you up last week and said this awesome thing I'm really excited about. I now also want to remind you that this is the day. So let's do it. Let's get the action. And just remember that, you know, my advice for folks who, and obviously I'm talking to a bunch of business owners, you guys know how to do all this, but I like to remind people that it's like, if you're excited about it, that's really all you have. I mean, I can tell how excited everybody is about this. It's like Maggie, right? Like I want to follow Maggie through a wall, because anytime I talk to Maggie, she's just like pumped up. So that translates to people, and it really eliminates like even having to really ask when you're just like, dude, I'm so excited about this. Listen to this. Don't you want to be a part of this? And that's really the hard work.
Very
and
good.
you could share, Brian, if we didn't already, I know we were going to post it that day, but like the access to the video for the Grace James Academy, because just seeing the visual of the school, hearing LaTanya and Rhonda and others speak about their vision and passion for what they're pouring into these girls, and then to hear the voice of some of these girls and what it means to them to be a part of this sisterhood and to find this in a public school. Right? I mean, these are kids who are coming from elementary school and going into 6th grade, which is extremely scary. Middle school, high school, I mean, this is a tough time. And to be able to have this sisterhood wrapped around them, it's really so inspirational to see, and you'll get energy just from watching that video that will, to Brian's point, make it even more easy for you to just translate that energy to others. And I'm excited, and I'm grateful to NAWBO and Sarah, your passion and energy too for this. I mean, just thank you for sharing this opportunity with us to be able to reach more people. Karen, thank you so much, because without, you know, the opportunity to get the word out, I mean, you know,
Right.
it's really hard. I mean, this is a time where so many folks are isolated, are socially distanced, and like one of our team members loves to say is, we will, you know, socially distance to keep us safe, but we won't distance ourselves from the needs of our community. And so this is a time, and this is a way that you can stay safe in your home and still be connected and impacting our community.
Absolutely. And I can't imagine the challenges, as Greg was talking about earlier of starting a school during a pandemic. So kudos to, so LaTanya, I have a question. So what other ways can we support the Grace James Academy? You know, we can give money, but what else can we do to help?
Thanks. We have a mentoring program. Of course, it's been put on pause because of COVID, but there is a program that once we get back in person, where we want to have each of our girls be aligned with one mentor. It does not matter male, female, just anyone who's interested in helping them to fulfill the vision of our school. So that's another way. We also have opportunities for people to come and speak now virtually, if anyone's interested in that. We've had Tawana Andrews, meteorologist, come and speak to us. We had Hannah Drake speak to us. So just those type of opportunities to get in front of our girls and show them different career pathways that may be of interest to them in the future.
That's great. And did you say that it's currently 6th grade?
It is. So we started off with 6th grade this year, and they will continue to roll up, and we'll add an additional 6th grade each year until we become a full middle school.
That is wonderful. That is so wonderful. Does anyone else have any questions, comments? This is such an amazing.
One more question, Brian. If somebody, let's say someone is too busy to make their own fundraising page, but they want to donate on behalf of NAWBO right away, is there a place to designate that the donation is on behalf of someone if they haven't created a full fundraising page?
If they haven't made a full fundraising page, I believe, and I'll have to double check this, I believe there is a note section that when you, through that Mobile Cause app, you might be able to write, you know, like, I'm part of the NAWBO group, or
Okay.
this is on behalf of NAWBO.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and maybe we can actually just start a NAWBO fundraising page, so everyone can go to that link and donate through there. So yeah, let's talk logistics and see the best way to set this up, for sure, to maximize donations. For sure.
I think that would be a great simplified approach. So not everybody is going to their own individual page, but if we had one that we could all share that common link, that might be
Fantastic idea. Thank you.
Definitely an option, yes.
All right, well, if no one else has any questions or comments, we will end this session. And wow, this is great. I love to have these types of conversations. I love the hope and the amazing work that people are doing to make this world a better place. It's just so inspiring. So thank you to each one of you for being here.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Maggie, for
Yeah.
making
Hey,
it happen.
Brian. Hey, Brian, who runs the world?
Girls.
Girls.
Oh, yeah. I know that.
Just me. Just wanted to check, right? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.